I want to create this is my first video for my Blender's beginners playlist, so hopefully something not too complicated. What I'm going to do is just show you how to create fog in using the Eevee renderer. Really simple. So this is just the default scene. I'm just going to delete everything in it. I'm not going to create anything too fancy, so what I'm going to do is just create a plane. So this will be our kind of floor, and I'll add the mesh. So let's choose the standard Suzanne monkey everyone uses, and we'll scale this up, rotate this, I'll just rotate this and move this down, and so it's like seated on the ground. It doesn't need to be perfect. Need to be perfect, but I want it seated, something like that, until you're happy with it. There we go. Click shade smooth. It looks a bit jagged. I'm going to just drop a modifier on there. I'm going to use the subsurface and just leave it at default 1. Even the render I can leave it at 1, it doesn't matter. I'm happy with that. Anyway, so we want to light this and add fog. So if I was to change the shading mode up here in the top right, and you can light the scene, but I'll turn off, so scene world turned off what we got. So we've got scene world and scene lights, and we used to drop a light in here. So we're going to add, let's start with a spotlight, nothing too fancy, spotlight, and we bring it up above our subject. Okay, just move it up. You can see it's not lighting it up, and there's not enough light emitting from this, because right now it's at a power of 10. So if I say something like, I don't know, something ridiculous like 5,000 watts, there we go. Now we can see it. However, you want to see the actual fog of the light. What we need to do is add a cube into our scene. So we need to say like a volume to show that. So I'm going to scale this cube up. I'm going to make it nice and big. There we go. So we're inside it, and it surrounds our subject. And we're going to create a material. So there's two ways you can create a material. So you can go to the top of the shading tab, and then you can create a new material like this. Okay. And then you can disconnect this surface from the principal BDF, because we don't need this. So we can just delete this. And out of the volume, we want to add a principal volume. So if I drag out and then type principal volume, okay, now we have a principal volume. Here you won't see the fog or anything happening, so unless you go to this view here. And what we're going to do is change this density to something like 0.2. And now you can see how the light is more visible. So if I'll change it to something like 0.05, there we go. We have the light's more visible because the density will break it down a lot more. The other way you can do it is you can edit the material here on the right, on your toolbars over here. You can click on the little material ball, and of course you can do it the same way. You can add the material, and then you can edit that volume density right here without even having to leave your layout. But that's up to you, depending on your workflow. And we should rename this, so something like fog. Go. Again, we've got a nice little fog light, right? So we've got fog, and we can see the actual spotlight. I'm going to delete this spotlight for now, so I'll just delete that. What I'll do is just add a area light and a point. So one area light. Okay. Just finish up, but there you go. That's all it was. Principal volume on a cube. You can also do a world volume. However, for something like this small, you can choose the cube. And if I increase this, say 600, look how nice that looks. It looks so good. So I could duplicate this for one, perhaps duplicate this. Rotate this around the other way. Oh. So here, let's rotate this slightly away behind this, Change that. There we go. And now you can change the colors if you want, so you're not locked into those colors. You know, you can change the color of the light. You get this nice effect, you know. Bear in mind, I haven't turned on any of the additional settings. So I haven't turned on ambient occlusion, I haven't turned on blue, I haven't turned on screen space, I haven't got no materials on this. But already you can see how much of an impact this fog has on your scene and the lighting. If I was to turn this cube off, you can see the big difference between this and this. You know, there is a big difference. Now, if we turn on our scene world, what I recommend is choose something dark and just lower that strength. Yeah, you'll see there's a huge difference in that. And let's go one step further. I'll just create a material for Susan, new, and you know, maybe this is metallic, and we'll bring the roughness down. There we go. But hopefully this was useful. And if you want to see, you know, a nice way to see these, if you don't want to see the actual volume, like the light mesh, you can turn the gizmos off and turn off the overlays. You can just look at the render itself in your viewport. There you go. Thank you again, and bye bye.